Show, crafting a vision, the secret to steady progress. It all starts right now when you get your ass out of bed and get going. This morning, Mornings Alive with Keith and friends, myself, John, Marty, Bruce, Jimmy, we're here. Let's go, nation. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab, where excuses.
When something negative comes up,
Building muscle, blood flow.
Nobody is expecting, John.
if the lady's saying that, you're just
Be entertained by fun over here.
How have I slept? Has my sleep been good? That's
Yeah, there we go. You got the guy in the white robe, the black hat, the black headset. Keith Bilous is here. Good morning, nation. Good morning. You are live in the lab. Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends. I got my friend Johnny over there. I got my friend Marty over there. Producer Jimmy, he's on the buttons, moving the sliders up and down, changing the camera's angles, making we're all looking good. And Tommy, he's in the community, so go chat with Tommy over in the LinkedIn community. Go say hello to him and welcome him to a Tuesday. It's Thursday of the Loop. And nation, get into the show here in the next 15 minutes. Check in for the accountability check-in for your chance to win $1,000 at the end of this quarter. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Jimmy, let's bring up Johnny. Let's see what the boys up to today. I know we got Marty coming in a little bit late here today, but let's rock and roll. Let's bring in Mr. Anderson to see what is happening in his world today. Jimmy, we're going to keep it rolling here, guys. So listen. Yeah, so it is the next day in the loop here, and I am curiously wondering why. Hey, good morning, Potato. I see you there in the comments. Good morning, nation. I happen to have you here. There you go. Where's Johnny? There's Johnny. What's going on, brother?
what's happening, baby?
Are you good today, my friend? Are you good? Are you good? Are you good?
I'm good. I'm really good. Yeah, today's I shouldn't say, well, yesterday was really good, which makes today even better. So
Yes. Yeah, I'm
good
feeling
first
good.
day of the year. So I'm
Yeah.
it's nice. It's almost like you can feel the momentum starting to build. We're only 2 days into this motherfucker.
I know.
Not even 2 days.
I hear you. I hear you. Hey, Jimmy, good morning, brother. Hey, it's okay at the most, but hey, Jimmy, sometimes mice stay stuck. They don't work, but you're good. Thank you. Potatoes, good to see you there in the comments. Listen, I invite you to subscribe to our channel. Hey, Potato, do I like potatoes? I don't mind potatoes. Johnny doesn't mind. Hey, listen, Johnny had a potato for the first time last week or 2 weeks ago, the first time about 2 decades. Yeah, and I don't even think it was. I know it was a long time. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and we talked yesterday on the show about some dude who only ate potatoes for his entire life. And but Johnny, I did not have any potatoes yesterday. I'm feeling good today, man. No, I'm 4 hours into my rejuvenation. See a potato, bye-bye, yeah. And man, I was disciplined with my sleep. I had good food yesterday. I didn't walk upstairs and go into the pantry. I walked into the fridge. I had some meat. I had some almonds, John. Listen, brother, it was 8 o'clock last night. I was about to go to bed. I was feeling a little bit hungry. My evening habits, I usually eat before I go to bed, okay? And I looked around the kitchen, and then I saw your head everywhere I looked. And I was like, all right.
There you go, baby. There you go.
I know the decision that I have to make. I said to myself, I need to walk over to the pantry, and I need to open up that bag of almonds, and I need to grab a few almonds in my hand, Johnny. And I went and sat on the chair, and I intentionally digest them. I didn't just chuck them in my mouth and eat them in 8 seconds. I said to myself, I got to learn to do new things, and I'm going to sit here and slowly enjoy my almonds. And I was good. And I went to bed. So there you go.
That's it, baby. That's it. Making the right decisions is key. You know.
Yes. It's.
I mean, if you boil life down, you look at your success or the lack thereof.
Yes.
It's going to trace right back to your goddamn decisions.
Oh, I know. And I know we oversimplify, Johnny, when we talk here about this. and it's sometimes it could perhaps be ad nauseum for folks that tune into the show. But man, it's just so not rocket science, eh? It's just not rocket science, and I guess that's maybe the biggest challenge we have with business is helping people just achieve big goals, but there's no instructions. It's just get up and doing the right things daily. You know?
Well, I think that, when you you say we oversimplify things and people have a less than, positive response.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Well, I think it's because those people that are having that response are also realizing that maybe it's not so difficult.
Yeah.
They're disregarding it.
Right. Good morning, Adam. I see you in the chat comments, Adam. I see you there, and I see your comment there. And Adam, hey, listen, Holroyd, I'm figuring out the mechanics of my contest here. So just stick around with me for the next few days here while we keep working on the mechanics of our $1,000 giveaway, Johnny.
Because, brother, there's two types of people, and there's a type of person that's going to be shown the roadmap and go, holy shit, I'm that close to what I want. And he doesn't fucking say the word. Sometimes he won't even say that. He's just fucking going. He's in pursuit because he really, holy shit, that's all I've got to do.
Yes.
Now I just got to go do it. Then there's the person that's like, oh, fuck, I really don't want to do that. So I'm just going to talk shit about it.
Yeah. Yes. Oh man, those people there, those ones. So I know you not only talk negativity, but let's just go for a quick little second here. Those folks that have nothing to say except just piss. You're like, really? Come on, man, go back to bed. Like, I don't want to talk to you. And you know what, Johnny? It actually could have happened to me this morning. I was about to get on my bike this morning, and I threw my shoes on, like my equipment, and one of the straps broke. So I had a choice. I had a choice to make in the moment where I was like, fuck. I can either be miserable and be pissy about it and bitch about the whole thing that I was going to send my whole morning off, and I got to go get a new shoe now. How am I going to get this figured out? And you know what I did, Johnny? I looked around the room. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I got an old pair of shoes from a couple years ago. That one's working. I walked over there. I took a deep breath, picked up the shoe, took off the cleats off the bottom, put it onto the new shoe, took a deep breath, and guess what, pal? It all worked out.
Bam. That's it. Well, what you just described happened to me. I was a day or two back. I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
But I told you I pulled my pec, tweaked my pec.
Yes.
So my burpees are out because that's a big part of, when I'm jumping to the ground.
Yes.
And I think I might even strained it during the burpees because I don't really remember it happening, but I just know it's fucking sore. Anyway.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to, that's what I've been doing lately. So what's the next thing that doesn't sound good because I want to do something difficult?
Yeah.
And it was Terry's gauntlet, Terry's stair climber.
Oh God.
So I went in the garage.
Yeah.
Jumped on this thing, and it just fucking freewheeling because it's like the rotating staircase.
Yes.
And it's like it just freewheeling, spit me right off the back. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I jump up there again, and I go to hit the buttons because if it turns on, it'll catch. It spit me off the back again. And I realize it's plugged in, but something's shorted out. It's not turning on. So I'm like, God damn it. Fuck, my burpees are gone. This thing is gone. What the fuck am I going to do now? And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm burning time. My morning routine is really, really, it's all predetermined. So I don't have the time for problem solving because I predetermined it the night before. Problem solving at that time of the morning doesn't serve me. And I was like, well, I've already done the rebounder. I'm just going to get back on that. And so funny enough, my pulled pec, then Terry's climber actually has kind of shown me how I'm really digging. It's definitely challenging when I'm on that rebounder for freaking 15 minutes. My lower legs feel like they're going to pop.
Yeah.
But just through these little things that go wrong, we find something that goes right.
Yes. Well, I bring it up. Good morning, Marty. I bring it up, Johnny, because in my experience, when we're dealt a curveball, especially first thing in the day, Johnny, and there's guys getting up right now, a curveball's been thrown at them. And you really got a choice, right? You can be negative with the whole thing and it can take over your whole day. Or you can choose to make a different decision. And I chose a different decision. Marty, I got on the bike this morning just before we went to get on the bike. One of my shoes snapped. I was like, oh, fuck. One of my pieces of equipment, I can't work. So I had my whole plans to get on the bike and do my thing this morning. But I was like, okay, now I have to improvise. I looked around the room. I had a second pair of shoes. So I wore two opposite shoes. But the point is, I said to Johnny, in the past, I probably would have been pissy about it, probably would have been miserable about it, probably would have been frustrated about the whole thing. I just took a deep breath and said, okay, you know what? I can control how I feel right now. I can control how I respond right now. And I did. I just put a bit different pair of shoes on and went after it. And you know what? An hour later, I had my work done. But
and the guy that blows up really didn't want to do it anyway.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's very good point.
Hey, man.
You know?
Hey,
Sorry to interrupt, brother.
you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it.
And what can go wrong will go wrong.
It's funny. I was like, good morning, good time. I see there in the comments. Good morning, everybody. Hey, make sure we're checking into the show here in the first 15 minutes. We got this contest running for you guys. So you get those comments in here. We're tracking everything, and we're going to keep you guys apprised of that. It's fun. I was talking to Adam, host yesterday. He sent me a text and wish me Happy New Year's. And I said, he's like, hey, you ever done a water fast before? I said, I have actually. Yeah, I've done like a 7-day coffee fast, water fast with some MCT oil, Johnny. Yes, but I did that fast for 7 days. He's like, hey, let's do it again. I'm like, I will. Happy to do it, but I got too many things that I get too many habits I'm massaging right now, and I find if I'm doing too many at once, I fail at a bunch of them. And right now, I'm just really focusing on getting my sleep better and slowing down to go faster. John, do you relate to
that whole thing was about exercising discipline, correct?
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Well, you're exercising discipline like a fucking champ right now. So what I would say is put that in your hip pocket when you feel like your shit's coming loose. Then when you're not performing. Okay, I need to tighten up my discipline. Now I'm gonna fucking punish myself with 7 days of not fucking eating to regain my discipline.
Are you in my nation? We do swear here on the show. Are you in my fucking head? That's the exact same conversation I had with House last night. I was like, dude, when I'm ready, I'm going to drop the gauntlet. I'm ready to go. But right now, I'm on a focused discipline path. When I need to tighten the belt, to use your sense of terms, I'm going to do it because I know how to do it. And I know, and it feels so good when I do it. I know how to do it.
It's like being on a fucking winning blackjack table and saying, you know, I think I'm gonna fucking go to another one. No, you stay there and you keep fucking winning. When you stop, when winning stops, then you alter. Maybe play 2 hands, maybe play 3 hands, maybe you fucking leave. But the bottom line is you don't fuck with the run.
Dude, are we listening? Are you a blackjack dude too? Like I fucking love blackjack.
I used to be. God damn it. I had to kind of change my, you know. I think maybe I didn't tell the story on the show, but I'll make it tight. So when I was younger, when I gambled a lot, I had a fucking problem. Like I could drive to Tahoe. You know, this is when I didn't have any fucking money, right? I got, you know, I'd drive to Tahoe. I'd have to fill up the fucking car because I couldn't keep $20 in my goddamn pocket to fill it up when I was leaving town. I swear to God, I would go either I would win or I would fucking lose everything. And I'm doing everything. Zero in my fucking bank account. And then one day it dawned on me. I was like, college is getting close to being over. And I'm like, okay, you know, this fucking habit doesn't give a shit. This addiction doesn't care how many zeros in your fucking account. It takes them all.
Yep.
So whether it's taking 2 zeros, it's taking 3, and it's taking 4. I'm like, fuck, are you going to let this fucker take 5 and 6 fucking figures from you when you actually start making money? Are you going to be a fucking degenerate gambler? I was like, no, it's got to stop. So I literally just cold turkey fucking stopped.
Good for you. Good for you.
I won't even touch that stuff because I'm too competitive. I know myself, man. I got real addictive personality, so I won't even touch it.
The competitive nature plus the addictiveness plus all the fucking free drinks they're pumping down your throat. When you go to a table where you're playing minimum 100 a hand, you get treated very differently.
Oh, yes. Yes. So, John, I can tell you those journeys where you sit down at a table with the red chip starting at $25 a hand, and then a few drinks in, the red goes to the black chip. And I go, okay, now I'm at $100 a hand, just like that, right? And because they're plastic, Marty, there's just no value to them, right? There's like zero value. You've given your money. There's just these plastic things.
And it's like it's got to move fast and hard, or that's not what sitting there with fucking $5 does nothing for me.
No, it's fucking boring. I know. Yeah. So it's one of those jobs. I'll sit down. Right here's my habit. I'll sit down with my bankroll and I'll buy the red chips, and then truthfully, 3, 4, 5 drinks come in. All right, it's time to move to black, and then then you're not going back from that because once you're playing $100 a hand, there's no fun in playing 25.
Yeah, and then you get the fucking guy that comes and comps you a fucking dinner or comps you your room. So you're like, oh shit, this is great. I'll just fucking sit right here. Yes. And it's just like this. It's just a fucking tough situation. So thank God I had that moment of clarity where it was like, it takes all your zeros. Your account is empty every time. It doesn't matter and that's what it hit me. It doesn't care how many zeros it's taken. It'll take them all. And that's what I was like, whoa, I can't stop this when it's taken this few. I can't stop it when it's taken more. I gotta quit. So now there's been a few times I've gambled, but Terry has my fucking wallet.
Yeah.
She'll give me like a couple $100 and I will play at the $5 table. And it's just, I don't care. I don't compete. I'm just sitting there fucking giggling with whoever I'm choosing to play with.
Yeah. So
I wish I could have met the
and that's a blue moon. I got to feel in a really fucking comfortable place to do that. If I got an itch in me anywhere, no. Next thing you know, I'm fucking fighting with Terry. Give me that goddamn wallet back. I'm going to the cage.
Marty, I wish I could have met the young y'all, man.
I could tell you, Marty, there was
I would have been y'all big bro.
Yeah, yes, you would have been. Or you would have been side by side dragging you down. I've been, fuck Marty, here's some cash, brother. Here's some cash, brother.
Yeah, I would have been participating with y'all.
100%.
Well, that's what you do. Somebody tries to stop you, give them some of your wad, and they fucking shut up real quick.
You ask Zeglin. I took Zeglin to Vegas for a weekend. We went and saw Guns N' Roses when they opened up the Allegiant Center there, or the big arena there in Vegas. I took Zeglin, and I said, Zeglin, here's your bankroll. And AJ and I sat down. He's like, really? Yeah, because I can't play by myself. So I gave him I gave him 10 grand for the weekend, and we sat down and gambled all weekend. Because it was fun. It was that's just what you do, right? And because there's one thing you learn about how when you have money, Johnny, and your friends don't have money, you're like, oh, okay, so I guess I got to give my friends money so we can have fun together. And that's why, Marty, you see these NFL guys, NBA guys, why they have big what's the word? Posses.
Entourage.
Yeah, because you're like, well, I guess I'm going to hang out with Marty now because Marty's been around with me since I was 16 and I need to have people around me that trust. But that opens up a whole set of can of worms too, right? Because now you're paying people who are your friends and they're yes people and they're not. Yep. And it just becomes a real ugly situation.
You got the dark side where you got friends where you got people that'll, bring you down and you got to end up cutting them off because they stealing from you. Or you could have friends like Allen Iverson who take your money and hide it because they know you're going to fuck it up.
Right.
So when you do it, they're like, hey, bro, I'll put this away for you. So.
Well, you got to basically, once you start, I mean, even for me, it was even before, I shouldn't say that. Fuck. I somewhere along the line, success, money, athletics started coming. And I started creating a lot of separation because I realized, okay, my shit is going. I want to hold the throttle down.
Yes.
So those people that need to be out, they're ousted. But then you have a series of friends like my best friend. There's never going to be a fucking time where he'll pay for a thing if he's with me ever.
Yes.
I pay for it. If you to come see me, I pay for his plane ticket.
Yes.
It's because he's, he was a huge support group for me, still is. Love him to death.
I love that.
But,
Respect.
he's just, he's done well for himself, but he's a teacher. And so when I say done well for himself as a teacher, that's not done well for himself in the way that we're talking. So, it's really fucking cool to be able to take those people in your life who have, they have the right mentality. They just didn't apply it to the right thing in life financially.
Absolutely.
And so it's I really enjoy that to be able to, because I got a handful of friends. Anytime they're with me, no, you can't pay.
Yeah. The topic of gambling is great. I think it's something we want to lean into here on the show. We're talking to men on this show here, and I know that gambling is it's part of the dopamine thing, right, boys? It's part of the it's we chase.
Well, brother, I love this because you know what? Let's remove gambling in the sense we're talking about.
Yes.
Let's talk about fucking gambling in your life.
Yeah, exactly.
I have been like Terry's when she met me. She's like, Jesus Christ, I have never met anyone who has negotiated so many risks because I'm a risk taker. But I need to be a risk taker to get where I want to fucking go. It's just a calculated risk.
That's exactly it.
And take that word gamble and fucking gamble on yourself, gamble on your fucking life, and go get what you want.
Oh, I like that. Let's get back to that. Let's go to the accountability check-in. Johnny, go for a break. Marty, hang out for a quick minute here. We'll come back. We'll talk more about vision, achieving a vision, and on how we may want to gamble on life instead of gambling in the casino. All right. Listen. It's day 2 of the 2025 loop. And here's what I'm going to suspect, you guys. Here's what I'm suspecting. You dropped the ball yesterday. Yeah. So what? Big deal. Yeah, that's it. You dropped the ball. Got up on January 1st and fuck, I didn't do nothing. No. So here's the thing. You can You got two choices now. You got two choices. You can drag yesterday's excuses into today, or you can look in the mirror and show up and prove that one bad day isn't who you are. And listen, 2025 is just getting started. The loop for 2025 is just getting started. So you got a chance to flip the script right now. Goals too fuzzy, make them sharp. Living off motivation, build habits that actually stick. Motivation ain't nothing. Don't do the 75 hard and then wonder what the hell you're going to do on day 76. No. Sustainable, long-term goals. You can't focus? Cut those distractions. Listen, the calendar is showing you that you get some time to make these choices. Today, it's not about starting fresh, you guys. It's about breaking the cycles that don't serve you. Need to get to bed earlier? Go to bed earlier. Need to eat some whole foods? Eat whole foods. But it's about choices. And if you miss one day, damn it, who cares? It's going to happen. But here's the thing. Just don't miss two. So listen, I invite you to do this. Write one thing down you're going to get done today. Do it. Just do it. Write one thing down. And don't make it the biggest thing ever. Just write one thing down. Trust me. Get it done. Look at it. Check it off your list. Commit to it. And ask yourself, no, we'll see how good you feel. There you go. It's your accountability check-in this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends. All right, Jimmy, let's bring the crew back in here. Bring it back up here. Marty, how was the day yesterday, brother?
It was pretty chill, man.
Yeah?
Just, I didn't really do anything.
You took care of yourself yesterday. I know you took care of yourself yesterday. That was your whole goal.
Yeah, man. Got a workout in. Hung
Nice.
out at the gym. Talk some shit with the fellas.
Nice. There you go. And that's awesome.
Did my podcast and just did some work, did some stuff in the crib, trying to get the year off to a good start, man.
Yeah, I like that. That's great.
Yeah.
So Jimmy, we're gonna Jimmy, for the next 7 minutes here, we're gonna go into the crafty vision, the secret to steady progress. We're gonna do that during the deep dive segment, Jimmy. Let's get into a couple topics here for center stage, guys, that I want to throw on the table here, and I'm just gonna bring them up here in a quick second. But one of them is I got a tip for you guys. So those of you guys who are playing in the world of AI and generative AI, and I got some advice for you guys, and I want you guys to tune into this. And Johnny, you might want to pay attention to this. Marty, I would encourage you to pay attention to this. And guys that are building businesses, I cannot encourage you to pay attention to what I'm going to say next, because we have some. Good morning, Rahima. I see you there in the comments. Good to have you here this morning. I'll talk to you later, Rahima. So, boys, if we remember back when cell phones came out, 15, 20 years ago, we were all like, oh, yeah, okay, that's going to change the world. And we started using them, and they changed the world. Well, we know
the ones that took two hands to hold.
Yes, exactly. So 2 years ago, ChatGPT was released, and it's been slowly making its way around the world, changing things for all of us. Well, there's a little feature that's going to launch this year, which on the face of it might not mean much to anybody until you dig into what's happening underneath it all and the value it's going to change for society and for all of us as human beings. And it's this idea of infinite memory. Imagine having an agent that is next to you that remembers absolutely everything you've talked to that agent about forever. So let me put you in perspective here. I've been talking to my agent now for 2 years. I have 2 years of data built up over both of you for my agent. The gentlemen that are slowly not embracing this technology, you're going to be left behind. So what does this mean to you? These agents can remember things. And what's going to happen, boys, is not only is it going to provide infinite memory, but I want you to think about, we live in a world of attention right now. Think about a world of living with intention, not attention, intention. So think about an agent that knows that every fall, Marty, you travel. Like, oh yeah, every single fall I tend to travel. In your head, you go through your year, you're working towards October, you're about to travel. Well, imagine in June, you get a knock on the door from your agent saying, hey, Marty, there's some great travel deals coming up. I'm going to book them for you. Like, holy fuck. I talked about that 4 years ago with this guy, with this thing, right? So the point is, this infinite memory is going to change the world of AI for everybody in business. How do I know? Because that's what I do. This is what I do for a living. I read this shit. I dig into this shit. I think about the future, and having something that knows everything about you and about what you talk about. I can't encourage you all enough now to start talking to and just dropping your data into your chat GPT. Well, when Gmail came out 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
So real quick, give me an example of when you say drop your data. So I'm curious. I have to imagine other people are curious too. What is dropping your data? Define that.
Yeah, great question, Johnny. And I thank you for keeping this simple, because that's what I don't want to do here. Is just start talking to it and giving it information and using it. I guess that's what it is, Johnny, is using it. Right. So
like giving information, what information do you give about you?
Writing your posts, asking questions about what you're building. So Johnny, for yourself, for your business, I would be using a John Anderson chat GPT on a daily basis to talk about how it's building your business, right? The content you're making, the habits you're making. So all the content you make, what you might want to do is run it through your GPT first, so that in a year from now, you can say, hey, I made some great content. Can you reproduce this one, reproduce this one? It'll just do it for you, right? So anytime I make content, I run it through my GPT first. Why, John or Marty? So I create a memory of it.
So is there, if everything that I do with mine, it has a memory of it?
Yes. Yep. So if you create like the John Anderson GPT, you pay your $20 a month, start using it.
Yeah,
like,
no, I got it. I got it. I've been doing it.
Good. So So keep doing it. Right. And that's really the point of my message here is I really want to encourage our audience just to not be fearful of these things and start using the other best example, John and Marty, was, I don't know if you guys remember when Gmail came out 25 years ago, and then all of a sudden Google was like, hey, we're going to give you free storage, unlimited storage. People at the time were like, holy shit, unlimited storage. Because back in the day, Johnny, you had to pay for storage, right? You had Hotmail, you had to buy storage to store your files. And then Google came out and said unlimited storage for your email. It's the same thing for Chat GPT, right? So if you can find yourself thinking that in 2 years from now, it's not going away, you have continued to make that brain smarter on behalf of you, right? So
how do I go back and find the shit I talked to about, say, a month ago?
Great question. Go back and talk to it. So right now, Johnny, tell me the things that I talked to you about in January 2025.
Great question. I could say that in June and it would pull that shit up.
Right now, it can't. They're launching infinite memory here in the next number of weeks, apparently in the first quarter. So I know it's coming, but my point is if you wait till it comes, you're already going to be behind the curve. And I know you're ahead of the curve kind of guy. So if you're using it now, like I know you are, and I know Marty is, just keep using it normally. But I guess, again, my point is intentionally use it. Keep using it. Don't be scared of it. It's only going to benefit you more than the guys that aren't.
Well, you know what I've been doing with brother? It's like I don't fucking Google anything anymore.
Exactly.
You know, because it's like you got to fucking pull it up. You got to fucking Google it. I got chat right in my front screen. Yes. I just push that thing. I push the voice record. I talk to it.
Yes.
And then basically, you know, I mean, even something stupid like how do I spell this word? Or, you know, what's the temperature in San Felipe right now?
Yes.
It just, it's just like, I guess you said an agent is a great way to look at it. It's like this personal assistant.
Yes.
That, you know, basically it's just an information wealth.
And Johnny, and I know you're a visual dude. I know you like visual aspects. So the new ChatGPT app for your iPhone has a visual component to it. You turn the camera on, and it can see everything around you. It can see your surroundings. It can help you do things.
That's great. Is this thing just going to like upload right into my version, or do I have to get a different one?
Into yours. So, for example, you can walk up to your fridge, Johnny, and open up your chat GPT and say, what's in my fridge? What can I make right now? It'll tell you what's in your fridge, and it'll say, hey, John, you can make this, you can make this, you can make this.
That's great.
Interesting.
But again,
so all I got to do is when you'll let me know when this update is here. I'll know how to do it because it's already in there.
Exactly. Okay. But the point for me is I want to emphasize to our audience, good time, just keep using it. Keep using it like you would. And because for me, my belief is those of us that are adopting it earlier are going to be ahead of the guys that aren't adopting. And I know our audience, Johnny and Marty, guys are like, I don't want to go there. I'm still using Google. No, trust me. You know, if you're 40 or 50 and you got years ahead of you, trust me, get onto the bus with us because we're only going to help you get ahead of things in the future here. So
I was just going to add real quick. Don't feel like you're late to the game.
No.
Because me, Keith, and John were using it before you.
Yes.
It's still early. So get on it, you know?
Yes. Well, you know what? If you want to know the future of search, When I search, I use ChatGPT now. It doesn't even take me to the web. Like if I search a video up, I'm presented with the answer in ChatGPT and my YouTube video right inside ChatGPT. No Google, no website. So those of you folks that are still building websites, you might want to reconsider that. All right, Marty, let's get to the fit tip, and then we're going to come back. We're going to talk about vision and how we can be consistent to build something with a vision. Christopher Martin, see Marty fit tip. Let's do it, brother.
All right, let's get it, man. All right, we're going to talk about two things today, all right? The first one, when you're on your fitness journey, especially those of you that are just starting in January, if you fell off in 2024, don't get too high, don't get too low, right? So what does that mean? So you've been in the gym for a week straight, you've been in the gym 2 days straight, or whatever your short-term goal is, don't get too high. Don't sit here and think that you got it made. You hit the goal, I'm good now. I'm fit now. I got this. I'm killing it. I don't care what Chris and John and Keith talking about. I'm good. Don't get too high, brother. We just getting started. And don't get too low if you miss a day. It's not the end of the world. Don't get too low if you miss a meal. If you do something wrong, it might throw you off for a day, but it's not the end of the world. Just do what you need to do to get back on track. So don't get too high. Don't get too low. And with all that being said, if you find yourself on the getting too high side, I need you to understand, you got to keep your foot on the motherfucking gas. This is a long-term game. This is for longevity, right? We're working now. I was just talking to one of my boys, one of my clients about this. We're working now at 31. I'm working now for 41. At 52, John and Keith are working for 62. We're working for 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. So you can't let up off the gas. Can you take a day off? Of course. Can you get some rest? Of course. Can you have some lower intensity days than other days? Absolutely. But you got to keep going because, listen, you only get one life. Let's live it to the best of our abilities. Let's stay at a high frequency, and let's kill 2025. That's the fitness tip for today.
Great advice, Christopher Martin. Great advice, man. Like, honest to God, right? I love that. Try to stay even keel, right? Because we always like this, don't we? I know I've been bad at that my whole life. Woo! And then
Me too. I do that shit too, man. So
yeah, so
I'm working on it.
Me too. And that was part of my conversation with Adam yesterday, which is I'm really focusing on, and guys, it happened last night. I was on the couch working. It was 9:03, and I'm like, no, I gotta be in bed by 9 so I can be sleeping by 10. So I fucking purposely, because on my list of things to do, they never end, as we know, right, guys? It just never ends. So I'm like, okay, the list is gonna resume tomorrow morning. I'm going to bed now. So it's and that's a good segue to the topic for today, which is crafting a vision, a secret to steady progress. And I thought we could have a chat about that this morning for a few minutes, guys, around this idea of having a big vision and sticking to it, even when others are questioning it. Johnny, I love your slogan. When folks are talking smack, you're on the right track. But having a vision that others can't see, but then secretly getting up every single day and putting the work in and having the results. I want to take a couple of minutes to share the journey for me in the last 12 months, and then invite you guys into this discussion as well. But a year ago. Well, Johnny, you and I had done Live in the Lab, and Chris, you and I had done Live in the Lab. But a year ago, when I was, getting up here beginning of January, I will admit that I still was fucking lost at what I was building. I had a big vision for what I was building, but it was still struggling to bring it into clarity for me. I knew where it was. I knew where I was going to be 12 months from now, but I was still struggling hard to articulate it and bring it to light. Right? I wasn't as focused yet on men. I was focused on business athlete mindset, and I was focused on these parameters, but I stuck to it, and I stuck to it. And every single day I had this vision, and I just kept relentlessly sticking to it. I wake up today in January 2nd, 2025. Man, am I ever fucking excited. I'm really jacked. I'm proud of what we built. We've got a legitimate morning show product for men. We've taken the men's health product, the men's journal product, muscle and fitness, stuff that I grew up with, Johnny grew up with, Marty grew up with, put it into a blender, bring it in 2024. And I wake up today now, we got this morning show. We got this exchange product for men that want to create content for themselves, that they don't know how to make content. Like, hey, come on and hang out with myself, Marty or John, make content with you. We have the League of Business Athletes for men that need help with accountability. right? We have this contest now that we're encouraging men to be a part of to help them reach their audacious goals by joining us in the show. But guys, I can only talk about this now because I had this vision 12 months ago and I relentlessly kept pursuing it over and over and over. And yeah, we tried shit. You know, we had Flynn around here and Flynn has been awesome and hoping to get Flynn back on to hang out with us again to do some great stuff with us. You know, we've had, Nicole helped me start this thing. And then when Nicole slid out, Marty, you come and joined up and you've been fucking showing up every single day with me. I got nothing but love for that. Johnny knocks on my door last June's like, hey, this is kind of intriguing. What the fuck's going on? And he's still here. Now we have this foundation that when I look at 2025, like I feel so unstoppable. And yeah, we're not making any money, but to me, when you talk about a vision, like it's so clear to me. Like when I think a year from now, what we're going to be doing and the impact we're going to be having on men and the stories we're going to be telling, it's exciting for me. But I got to tell you guys, it's been a year of vulnerability. It's been a year of sticking to the guns and believing in what a vision is and working towards it. And John, I can only, as I was thinking about today's show, I thought about you a lot as well, because again, I think our mindsets are really similar. When you said to yourself, okay, I'm moving from this career to this career, you knew what the long end goal was, and others would look at you like, what the fuck? But in your mind, it was clear as a sunny blue day. Hey, Johnny?
Yeah, clarity is key. You know, and sometimes that, like you're saying, you know, you clarity can come in many different forms. You can be clear on the fact that you got to make a move, and you can be clear on the fact that this is what I'm supposed to do, but the details are, it's almost like a silhouette of clarity, like this. And then all of a sudden, as you start moving towards that silhouette, all of a sudden you start to see the detail within the silhouette.
Yes.
But people sit at the starting line and go, fuck, it's just a silhouette. I need to know more detail. Shut the fuck up. Start moving towards a silhouette.
Yes.
Because you ain't going to get those details till you get close enough to see it.
Well, and that again, that's why I believe I think we resonate so well as a team, because and those that listen to and enjoy our content. Marty went through the same thing as he was going through his journey in life, right? From D1 to being called the loser guy to fuck, I got to do something about myself. And he's like, I got a vision, and he put his head down and went to work, right? But something you said, John, a few months ago, which really has stuck with me, which I think a lot of people still struggle with, is you got to get moving to create momentum. It's as simple as that.
Christ.
I could have sat back 12 months from now and said, well, I don't know if I should do that. No, I just started doing shit. And I've spent, 150 grand this last year, but that's how I've learned. I went to school by doing things, and Johnny by moving, right? Trying, because I didn't know a bunch of things in the last year that I didn't know a year ago, but I wouldn't have known it had I not started moving towards my vision every single day, steadily moving in a direction. And some days, John, I went in that direction. Oh, that's not the right way. And I had to turn. No different than you were like, okay, this isn't the right way. I got to go a different way, but you had to go.
Yeah, I was going to say the key is sometimes it's not even, are you moving the right direction? It's, are you moving?
Yes.
I mean, I'll take movement every time. I'm happy moving the wrong direction because I'm figuring out that's the wrong direction, and I've checked that off the list.
Yes. Yeah. Marty.
Yep. This makes me think of 50 Cent's book, and he has a chapter called Evolve or Die.
Yeah.
And so pretty much 50 Cent had to, he saw his concerts didn't have the same energy. He saw his sales going down.
Yeah.
So he was like, hey, my time might have passed.
Yes.
So that's when he became the businessman. That's when he started paying attention to negotiating contracts. He started paying attention to other shit and signing a deal with Vitamin Water. And sometimes you just got to evolve.
Yes.
Sometimes it's time for the next phase of your life, and that's part of being a man, leveling up to the next phase of your life. That's it.
Yes.
And a lot of people get sad about it. Like, myself, I got sad about basketball.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just, opening a new door. When one door closes, it's a new beginning for something else.
Yes.
So, it's a blessing in disguise. That's all.
So let's give the audience a nugget on behalf of the three of us here. Let's each throw something on the table. What would be one piece of advice, John? Start with you, brother. That would be the secret to steady progress. Like one thing for a guy to go, here's the secret, man. Is it this undeniable, ridiculous self-belief in yourself? Is that for you, John, the ultimate one trick is that you just have to have this undeniable self-belief?
Yeah, I mean, there's no question, self-belief is key, but you're going to have plenty of self-doubt.
Yes.
And you got plenty of people that believe in themselves sitting on the fucking couch. So what I would say if I had to give a nugget,
yes,
is don't so worry about, the goal. You know where you're going. You know the direction. The nugget is this. What can you do today to make sure you get a little bit closer to what it is you're working towards?
Yes.
Because when you're looking at what you're working towards, what you're doing is you're not seeing the shit that will move the needle forward today. And if you don't win the battle of today, you're not going to win the war of getting what you want, because there's so many battles inside the war.
Yeah.
And you got to win your daily battle. You win your daily battle, you will win the war of whatever goal it is you're working on.
That's right. Good morning, Dr. Good morning. Hold on, sorry, Marty. Good morning, Dr. Michael Nestle. I see you here in the Substack feed. I invite you to check out the full show over on LinkedIn or YouTube. I thank you for joining here to the morning show. The mornings in a lab with Keith and Friends, the only morning show for men to get their ass out of bed and achieve some big, audacious goals. Right now, we're talking about crafting a vision, the secret to steady success to achieve some big goals. Marty, what were you going to say there, brother?
I was just going to ask Johnny, what's the quote about the you have a good day turns to a good week, good week.
Oh, yeah. That's a beautiful one. A good day. Well, good morning turns into a good day. Good day turns into a good week. Good week turns into a good month, and a good year can change the rest of your life.
There we go.
Well, and John, how did we start the show today, right? I got up this morning. What did I say? My shoe broke, right? So I literally this morning at whatever it was at 5:30 or 5:15, I had a choice to make. I either could have whined and bitched about the rest of my day because my shoe broke and I wasn't able to achieve my fitness goals, or I could adapt, John, Marty, and accept what happened and then keep going. And I did the latter, and look what happened. Things are good.
I mean, yeah, brother, and if the shoe didn't fix, you could have done body weight squats. You could have done burpees. You could have done you could have done anything that challenged you, and you'd have walked away from that feeling just the same.
Yes.
Let me ask you something real quick, Keith.
Yeah.
Did you have another pair of shoes for a moment like this, or did you just happen to have another pair of shoes?
So great question. I happened to have another pair of old shoes that happened to be around that I didn't toss out. But no, I did not have an extra set of pair for when this happened. But I can tell you that when I go get my second, so when I'm going to go buy another pair of shoes this weekend, I will keep this second one around as my backup. But I'm just like, for me, the learning was how I was going to respond in the situation. Because I know in the past, Marty, I would have got myself all worked up, and it would have wrecked my morning, and I would have brought a negative attitude to the show here, and I would have been like, oh fuck, I gotta go buy shoes today. I gotta go in the truck. It's gonna wreck my routine. I gotta watch and it would have fucking skyrocketed in my head. I know me,
brother. Discipline applies itself to everything. Like literally, you exercised your discipline by responding rather than reacting.
Yes,
that's right.
That's exactly it. All right, speaking of responding instead of reacting, let's get the lifestyle tip in with Johnny. And then we got AJ hanging over us. You guys, Zeglin's going to join us. Hey, maybe we can talk about gambling in Vegas with Zeglin. AJ, you missed that part of the conversation at the beginning of the show. Marty, get after it, brother. I'm sorry, Johnny, get after it, brother.
I was going to say, what are we doing here, baby? Come on. All right. Most of you guys are working on your New Year's resolutions. You're working on a goal. Whatever it is you're focused on, you got to remember this. Don't get distracted by the finish line. Don't get distracted by the actual goal itself, because what you need to do, you need to focus on what you can do today to make sure that you make progress towards your goal. It's so simple. You literally focus on today. You win your daily battle, because within your goal, there are many battles. And if you win your daily battle, you will win the war of getting what you want. Now, to back up a little further, what Marty was talking about, once you win the war of whatever goal you're working on, realize there's a level of maintenance, at very least, that needs to go into that goal or that journey. Because when it comes down to it, the war of life never really ends. Rock and roll.
John Anderson, the lifestyle tip here with Mornings and Live with Keith and Friends. Hey, listen, if you're tuning in on Substack, LinkedIn, or anywhere you're tuning in, I invite you to subscribe to this channel on YouTube. It's the only show to help you guys get your ass out of bed. I'm Keith Bilous, your host, with Christopher Martin there in the middle, John Anderson over on the left, and our friend, Mr. AJ Zeglin, joining us from Focus Fitness here in Winnipeg. What's going on, Mr. Zeglin?
Not much. How you guys doing? Happy New Year.
Hey, G, what's up,
Happy
brother?
New Year.
Always good to see you.
Yeah. How was your New Year, pal? How was let's take a few moments. We caught up with you before Christmas. Oh, actually, we caught up with you before the day that Mr. Zeglin worked his way into the kitchen, and he's like, "Yes, I got a full day of cooking ahead of me." Let's back it up,
Got
pal.
his whiskey. He's got his whiskey. He's got his kitchen. It was gonna be a good day.
Yeah. Let's play a little bit of revisit, Mr. Zeglin. How was that day for you and the family?
Oh man, it was great.
Yeah,
it was great. We it was a lot of prep, like we were talking about, being in the kitchen all day, but that's where I like to be. So it was great. And then a ton of family. We had like just over 50 people, I think, in the house. Wow. And it was food and drinks and socializing. And I'm really fortunate to have an extended family that I really, really love spending time with. So so it was a great day.
That's not always the case. That's true.
I know for sure, yeah. We're super fortunate on both sides, both my side of the family and my wife's side of the family. Like, we get along with everybody. Like, I know that's maybe a rare thing, but we really enjoy the time we get to spend with them. So it was great.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Cool.
Hey, AJ, before we get into, I thought we'd lead into, you and I didn't talk before today's show here, so you didn't know what we're talking about, but we're talking about crafting a vision, a secret to steady progress. We'll get into that in a few moments. But I was telling, at the beginning of the show, we were talking about, our men, us, our struggles with dopamine, our struggles with, I'm not going to use the word addiction, even though I'm using the word addiction. We were talking gambling, and then we were talking about, some of the fun we had in Vegas, and some of the fun where I was like, hey, Zeglin, here's the bankroll. Let's go have some fun.
Totally.
Gambling, dopamine, that's a big challenge for us men, isn't it? I know females too, but for us men, it's a big issue, isn't it, AJ?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a chemical reaction that happens in the brain, right? And it's powerful.
Yes.
I do actually specifically remember you telling me that, like, hey, if you want to learn, like, you have to learn how to do this the right way. And if you're worried about your bankroll, then you're not going to learn how to play the right way. You're not going to learn how to play the right percentages and the right odds and the right whatever. So you were like, specifically like, here's what I'm starting you with, because this is the only way you're going to play the right. I need you to play the right way if you're sitting at the table with me. And that was how I learned. Yeah.
It was, Johnny, you can appreciate that. Just hand me over the bankroll to make sure, because you need a bankroll when you sit down. You can't just, I'm going to pay $25. No. You need about $250 or $500 or $1,000. So,
a second ago you said I'm not going to use the word addict, like it was. I'm assuming you said that because it was a negative term, right?
Yeah.
Well, but here's the thing. I want to rewrite that.
Yeah.
If you're an addict, you are a lucky motherfucker. You just got to learn to harness that addiction to the right shit. That is me in a nutshell.
I
am thankful. I'm so fucking thankful I'm an addict. Because when I get myself hooked up on the right shit, which as an adult has been, obviously much easier to do than a youngster, So,
that's an interesting way to look at it. Yeah. When you hear that, AJ, so as a professional AJ who works with gentlemen, mental performance, mental clarity, and helping guys through their journey in life, when you hear a comment like that from John, what do you hear with that, AJ?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it comes with a great level of insight, emotional awareness, emotional intelligence, right? And but I do think he's correct, right? Like, our goal is we have to know ourselves and be honest about who we are and who we've learned that we are. And from there, then we can take these perceived negative attributes that people might think, oh, this is something negative, or this is a weakness, or this is whatever. And we can take that and flip that and make that into like one of our greatest tools, right? It's often those things that kind of give us the ability to set ourselves apart from the field, right? So I kind of love that he kind of obviously has that awareness and is like, hey, this is kind of part of who I am and how I operate. But if I actually apply this to something positive, and now my level of commitment to something positive increases greatly, like that, that's going to have a really profound impact on my life.
I've never thought about it that way before, but it's flipping the script on the word addict and turning it into, something you can run towards embracing instead of running away from.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's just about, that awareness is, we've talked about awareness to death on here,
Yes.
but it's that like such an essential piece is that first thing is just being aware of it, right? If we're not aware of our habits, or maybe if we're not aware of how we might spiral out of control in a negative way, if we link ourselves up to something, that's not positive, and how we can get stuck in it, then we're probably going to end up being in that path or stuck in that loop, right? But if we're aware, like John is saying, if he's very aware of how he responds in those situations, and then he can take that and turn it into something positive, that's just adapting that growth mindset that we're always talking about, right? We're not failing, we're not doing anything. All we're doing is we're just learning and growing. So here's something I learned about myself. I could take this, make it into a positive for myself, and benefit from it.
Well, it's interesting, AJ, because when I hear you speak about this and I hear some of the things that Johnny said, I read a good piece today. I'm going to hopefully bring some details to the table next week on it. But North Americans, on average, gain a pound a year just by living and having bad habits. So somebody waking up today, living their life, is going to be a pound heavier in body fat a year from now, because that's just how we live our life. If we don't accumulatively make good decisions, we age, we lose muscle mass, we slow down, we move less. Like, you think about how we age, AJ, right? You're 60, you're moving slower than you were 30 or 40. So typically, it would make sense that you're going to put on negative energy. So if you know that, I would suggest getting ahead of it. If you follow what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, totally. And to be honest with you, I'm surprised it's only a pound. I would have guessed that it would have. I honestly would have guessed that it would have been a little bit higher. Yeah,
10 pounds.
Well, Marty, I saw the article and I thought of you, because I know you're a big proponent of the accumulative lifestyle decisions we make throughout the year, and then we wake up going, oh, I'm now at a size 40 pounds. I started the year ago with size 32, and I don't know how that happened. Oh, right, because I was wearing sweatpants all year. Right. So,
exactly. Yes. It's compound. It's the compound effect.
Yes.
You can have positive interest on your finances, but you're going to have positive interest on that accumulative fat as well.
Yes.
If you keep up the bad habits. Yep.
AJ, the key topic we're talking about today is crafting a vision. And I shared with the boys, we've known each other for a long time, and you've known about my business athlete vision for a long time. And I wake up today, it's never been more clear. We have a morning show for men. We have a companion newsletter for men. We have a program called The Exchange for men who need to make content, who don't know how to make content. We have the League of Business Athletes for men. We have a brand new media company for men. And for me, it was just relentlessly showing up every single day, walking towards this vision. AJ, when you got guys coming in and they're struggling with life ahead of them, especially with January right now, and I can only imagine how busy your calendar is, they want to craft a vision. What's the secret to steady progress?
Yeah, it's just seeing the next step, right? Sometimes, and you guys were talking about this right before I came on, and sometimes we get so caught up in the big picture, right? And we're so like, and it's like, it doesn't matter if you can't quite see the big picture yet or the long-term goal. Kind of generally the direction that you're going.
Yes.
As long as you can see the next step, take it. It doesn't matter if that step is an inch or a foot or whatever it is. But as long as you can see the next step, take that next step. It moves you in a direction. Now you're no longer standing still.
Yeah.
At the very least, maybe you take 10 steps in one direction, and maybe you even just get a different perspective. Now you're not standing in the same spot you used to be, right? Maybe that different perspective now gives you a clue or a hint on what type of direction that you want to go. But we just can't stop our feet. You got to keep moving, and we get caught up in it sometime to be like, well, I don't know. And you know, someone's talking about this thing that's like 2 years away, and it's like, nah, it doesn't matter. Like,
Yes.
what can you do today? What's the little step that you take today? Just do that step. That's it. And then you know what? Tomorrow, take one more step, and that's it. And what see, Marty was there, we're just talking about, you know, that compound interest, that accumulation, right? We use that in the gym all the time with people.
Yes.
Right? No one just shows up from one day to the next or 1 week to the next, and all of a sudden they just add 500 pounds on their squat. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I'm gonna try it. You know, last time I got 8 reps. This week I'm trying to get 9. Or last week's I used 200 pounds. This week I'm going up to 205 pounds. It's those tiny little increments, right? And then all of a sudden you look back over a period of time and you're like, holy shit, I'm up, you know, 20 pounds or 50 pounds on the squat, or I used to do 8 reps and now I can do, you know, 15 reps at this weight. I'm increasing the load now. You know, it's those tiny little, I mean, in the gym, it's called the theory of progressive overload. But it works in every aspect of our life, right?
Yeah. Johnny, Marty.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I mean, it's that's what my lifestyle tip was. It just focus on today.
That's
You
it.
know, it's in what age you're seeing, even smaller than that. Just focus on taking a step, you know, and don't get distracted outside of this simple task that's right in front of you.
Well, you know what strikes me too, AJ, is I think about you. And I think about the step that you took after we had that dinner years ago, right? You're like, okay, I'm going to step towards school. I don't know what the end result is going to be. Don't know if I'm going to have a clinic. Don't know if I'm going to even get any customers. Don't even know if I'm going to graduate. But I know that if I don't step in that direction, I'm never going to have the chance to perhaps consider graduating, consider having a clinic. And to me, that's really what it's about, right? And again, you said it best. You're like, okay, well, I've done these 3 years now. Do I get a clinic? Well, fuck, what have you worked for the last 3 years for? Right. But the vision you had to take the first step. And I guess that really is the secret, right? Which is you got to find the courage to step once, knowing you're going to fall many times and get back up again, find that support network for yourself and keep going again.
Totally. Yeah. And you know what? There's a great thing from Jordan Peterson.
Yes.
I know he's somewhat of a controversial figure. Some people love him. Some people hate him. And everywhere in between, you know, but I do believe that he has some very, very good points that he makes and good advice that he gives. And one of them, when he's talking about people getting started on something, is he said, we don't aim low enough. You know, and it's such an interesting kind of concept. Again, our way, you know, we're just talking about how we can flip stuff, is that, you know, we've been programmed to think of these like giant dreams and these big things. And so we got to aim high, shoot for the stars, blah, 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 all this stuff. And he's like, oftentimes we don't aim low enough. He's like, you want to turn your life around? He's like, start with cleaning your room. You know what I mean? And you want to start with cleaning your room. If that feels so overwhelming, if you're in such a low point in your life that it just seems so overwhelming to even find the energy to clean your room, he's like, open up one drawer and look at that drawer and clean one drawer to start, you know? And all we need is that first, you know, we talk about those first tiny little steps. That's that first tiny little step, right? Sometimes we're not aiming low enough, right? And because all you need is that one. You need that one little win. And you're going to start stacking those tiny little wins, and you're going to build off that, right? And gain that momentum that we're always talking about. Keep moving forward. So
it's funny because there's no rocket science there, right? To make your bed.
Yeah. Get a win.
I mean, it's the little things.
Yeah.
It's the little things. I mean, God damn it. If you don't take care of the little things in your life, you're not going to take care of the big things in your life.
Right. Yeah. I mean, John always talks about getting wins in the morning, getting up, move the body, drink a glass of water, right? All you're doing is just stacking a couple wins, right? But some people might look at their journey to getting in shape, let's say, and they might be like, you know, what's a glass of water going to do for me in the morning, right? They're not aiming low enough. It's like they're skipping those first 100 steps and they're going right to the big thing and being like, okay, I got my plan now. I'm going to work out 3 hours a day, blah, 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 do this and that, whatever, completely revamp the way that I eat and stuff. And it's like, no, man, you know, aim lower. You're not doing anything right now. try to drink a glass of water every morning and do 10 push-ups.
Well, it's like Johnny's saying, you didn't earn the right to go to the gym today. You didn't fucking sleep well. You didn't eat well. So you're not training today. Like, well, I want to go to the gym. No, you didn't earn it.
Yeah.
Right. You didn't set the bar low enough. I love that.
And sometimes it's almost easier to think, okay, you know what? Today, I'm not going to make that big fucking mistake that I made yesterday. And,
Right.
you know, there's so many ways to start moving forward, you know, and when you couple taking a step on something that's, you know, like I love the idea of a goal that's very achievable. I preach that too. Love it, AJ. And you actually folks, okay, I'm gonna take a new step, and I'm gonna remove one dumb fucking thing I did from yesterday. I'm not doing it again today. Those two things are massive.
Hard to do for many, but yeah, if we do it, we win. Right. So I like the idea of setting the bar low, because we're so conditioned to setting it high. And then when we fail, we're like, oh, fuck, I'm not doing it again. Okay, sorry.
Well, and the thing about it is there's nothing wrong with that big goal, but you've got to take steps that you can manage today. The step that I'm going to take today, can I do this for the next 10 years? Okay, I can take this step. But if I can't do this step and do it for more than 30 days, way too big of a step.
Well, it's interesting, boys, because, you know, yesterday I know AJ, you got to rock and roll here, and I know Marty, you do too. But I took that picture of myself. I got a second one here again today, and I keep putting it on as day number 2 for the rest of my life. And for me, this show, me getting in front of the camera and the microphone, helps me be accountable. Me getting in front of the camera, taking a picture of myself with my underwear on, helps me be accountable.
Absolutely.
So last night when I was like, okay,
on that level, brother, I got to share something with you. One thing that about when we were talking about this is, like, I haven't had anything in my life that I've had to show up to every day in a fucking long time, you know? So it's almost like it created a little bit of structure that I didn't have to actually create myself, which was a really welcome feeling.
Yes. Well, I think that's, if there's anything I'm loving as much about this show, is exactly this. You know, because I don't have there's like, guys, if you guys want to hold yourself accountable to anything in life, make a public statement about a show and say you'll be here tomorrow the next day. Because this show it's not 7:05, it's not 8:15, no, it's 8:00. It's not 8:08. It's like, and every single day. So like when it's noon, I'm like, okay, I'm rushing towards tomorrow. Yeah. Right. So it's just
let's make this straight. It's fucking 5:00.
I know it is.
It's not 8:00. Fuck. Jesus Christ.
But the discipline that it is creating for me. Like I said, like when I said, okay, I'm putting myself out there because there's guys that need a head start, and sometimes someone's got to go first. I'm going to go first. So I put myself out there, and it's just helping me make better decisions. So this. Oh, baby, we're doing it right here. Come on the show, make your goal, and then come back the next day and stand behind it and tell me how hard that is. AJ, I can see you leaning in.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was actually just going to jump in for a second because you paused on my screen, so I was going to let you know that I lost you for a second, but and then you cut right back in. But I'm pretty sure I got the gist of the message. But I couldn't agree more. Like I will say this forever, you know, until the day that I die. It's just like find the next step, right? Just take the next step, and that's all you're worried about, right? Like that's it, right? When you're, you know, I always tell people, like when you're running a marathon, you don't have to run 26 miles, right? You're running 1 mile 26 times, or you're running one. So just break it down into the smallest steps that you can, and just take that next step. That's it. As long as you can see the next step, you're good. You're good.
Oh man, I used to break down like really nasty set of squats that way. You know, I'm doing, you know, I used to love the 400 pound, the 405 or the 595 for max reps, right? Well, I'm getting deep in like a 405 set. I'm going to the 40s. And I'm not telling my mind I'm going to the 40s. I'm gonna knock out 20 straight. I'm gonna regroup, take a couple deep breaths, take a small break, not putting the weight away. Then I'm gonna start biting off 5s. Okay, I got a set of 5. By the end, I know I can do one more. And I would one more it sometimes into 11, 12, 13 one mores, because all you need is one more.
Oh, I love that, man. That's gold right there. All you need is one more, right? And there's no expire on a one more. I could do one more.
Oh, brother, if you take one more, the concept of one more, and you plug that into every fucking piece of your life, one more phone call, one more whatever, one more fucking second brushing your teeth.
Yes.
One more wipe of your ass if you're a dirty motherfucker.
Yes.
Whatever it is, one more is powerful shit, because you're making these bitty little steps everywhere in your life.
Well, and that's why so you guys know I'm on the Peloton platform. That's why I laugh when I'm like, okay, I got 30 minutes in. I look at the clock and I think about the rest of the day. I'm like, there's no reason I can't go for another 15 minutes. Like, I have 15 minutes right now to go for an extra walk, because I know I'm going to be sitting for 6 hours today. I have the time to go for a walk, right? So, but yet it's so easy. No, I'm not going. No, fuck, go, man. Go, because those accumulative decisions add up over time. So,
because at 59 seconds, you'll probably decide to do another minute.
Exactly. Mr. Zeglin, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate hanging out with us today. What do you got on the agenda today? I see you're at home here today. Are you hanging out with family today? What do you got going on today, brother?
Yeah, I'm at home today. I'm not back at the gym. Not back at the gym working until Monday. So I'm on holidays from the gym here. But I'm at my clinic all afternoon. I got clients this afternoon, and then I'm watching my nephew playing the Sugar Bowl. He plays for Notre Dame. So
nice.
They're playing Georgia today in the Sugar Bowl. And so I'll be rushing home from the clinic to watch that on TV, and hopefully Notre Dame can get in the national semifinal.
I think that was
he a starter. Is he a starter?
No, he's rotating in on the D line. It's his freshman year, but he's a true.
Oh my God, he's getting playing time as a freshman. That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, awesome. He's quite the human being, man. He's a very impressive kid. Or I call him a kid. He's a very impressive young man. And he worked his way up, and he's on the regular travel squad now. And then he's been he's just been rotating in and out on the D line. And,
nice.
Yeah, it's impressive. So I'm excited to watch Notre Dame play today.
How
big of a kid is he? I got to know real quick. How big of a kid is he?
Man, he's a big kid. I don't know his exact stats, but as a true freshman, a true freshman. He's not a redshirt freshman, a true freshman. I would say he's got to be probably around 6'2", almost 300 pounds. He's a big body, but he's an athletic kid, man. He can move for that size. He's explosive. He's fast. He's you look on the O and D line of any position in football, but some of those D linemen nowadays, how fast they can move and how big those bodies are. It's just it's actually mind blowing. So
they can run like a deer, but they're big as a house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they're all phenoms, but it'll be if I'm being honest, that's what I did for about 80% of the day yesterday, was watch college football and watch the other bowl games. So.
Is the Sugar Bowl not postponed because of that terrorist attack in New Orleans?
Yeah, so it was supposed to be last night.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it was supposed to be last night. It was supposed to be a triple header in the bowl games, and it got postponed today because obviously there was that awful tragic event down in New Orleans. So it's been postponed till 4:00 Eastern today. But hey, I gotta know, since we've been having conversations before about pronunciation, I gotta ask our American friends here: is it New Orleans or New Orleans?
Oh, it depends on where you're from. If you're from there, you're from there, it's New Orleans.
New Orleans, okay.
Kind of like with Marty, it's Merlin. They cut it. If you're from that area, they cut it down real nice and tight. The rest of the country says New Orleans. No, that's New Orleans.
Oh, so it's not New Orleans.
Well, for people that don't live there.
The Canadian. Oh, it's not New Orleans. Just all enunciating the words.
No, kids. I'm telling you, I pronounce it that way.
Yes.
Right, because I'm not. But if you're from that area, kind of like Marty's from Maryland.
Yeah.
No, it's Maryland.
Merlin. Yeah,
If you're not from New Orleans, it's New Orleans. If you're from New Orleans, it's New Orleans.
Yeah, there you go. And we got Shinko coming in here with Nolans. We got Shinko going in there with all of Nolans. Hey, AJ, if you got a quick second, we got a comment here from Good Time, and I know you've been around here with Good Time. So Good Time, we got something for you, brother. Here, boys. I want all you guys to hear what I'm going to say next. We got to lean into Good Time here. Good Time. I just turned 50, and I'm feeling a bit depressed. My son says AI says I now have 24.8 years left. And Good Time is like going, holy fuck, man, what's going on with that? So Good Time, you are on the right show because you're younger than me and you're younger than Johnny. So you got you're in good shape, brother. Just keep showing up with us, pal, and we'll help you get
Hold on, good times. You got fucking 25 more years to live. Why not be fucking excited about that? I mean, you're looking at the wrong side of the fucking equation here, brother. 25 fucking years, that's a long fucking time. Not to mention, if you do your shit right, you probably turn that into 30, maybe 35. So just look at it. Your glass is half empty this morning, brother. Look at it from the other side.
Sir. That's it. AJ, you want to add to that?
Yeah, I would just say that we never really know, right? So all we can worry about is what's under our control, right? So you do those things, just what John was saying. You take care of the things that are within your scope of control that you have direct influence over. And who knows how long that can be, but it's not really about that, right? All it's really about is today.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Good Time. You keep showing up with us, brother. You keep showing. We're going to age together. Good Time. You, me, 8. So I'm not going anywhere. Zeglin's not going anywhere. Marty's not going anywhere. Neither is Johnny. So Good Time. Let's just all get older together, man. Let's just all do it together on the same path.
And I wasn't trying to browbeat you, brother. I was just trying to give you a little flip of the script.
Yeah, and we got the respect emoji from Good Time. So I know Good Time's a fan of the show and a fan of you, Johnny, and a fan and so forth. And we got Scott Benzie coming in as well. It says, "Good morning, y'all." I think AJ, this comes back to you too. I like using the daily to-do list, and if it failed today, then tomorrow I can adjust with adding a step or taking out a step, and still all good because it's all one more step than yesterday. He's right. He's got the right attitude. Right, it's removing and adding, and then just doing it again tomorrow, and it's the repetitive loop that we live in. Right,
yeah, just get yourself organized. Right,
yeah.
You want to accomplish some things, get yourself organized.
That's it. Yep. All right, Mr. Zeglin, you have yourself an awesome day. Enjoy the bowls today.
I will do my best.
We'll look forward to continue our chat with you on Tuesday next week. Mind Fuel with AJ Zeglin.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
All right, y'all. I got to get out of here too, man.
Marty's out of here too. Johnny, you going to get out of here too, brother?
I'll run with you, but you got to cut me loose for a piss.
Yeah, you go for a piss. You come back. We're going to do a community corner. We're going to celebrate somebody, John, and we'll wrap it up. So, Marty, we'll see you later, brother.
See y'all tomorrow, man.
All right, see you later, pal. All right, Johnny. Brother. Johnny's going to get out of here for a quick minute. And Jimmy, we're going to turn this tune on here. No, let's do this one here, Jimmy. We'll do a recap here with, I like this one. And I know Good Time likes this one too, because this one Keith dances. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, guys, listen. Yes, Scott, we're not going anywhere, brother. I can't go anywhere. You know why? I burned the boats. Yeah, when I started this business, I burned the boats. So I'm on an island right now, and the fucking boats are burning. So I don't really got a choice. So I'm hoping that between Benzie, between Good Time, between Shinku, between everybody hanging out with me in the morning, you guys are all going to give me a ride off the island one day. That's what we're doing, guys. We're all in the same direction. Hey, listen, I'm Keith Bilous. I'm the host of Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. You are an hour two here. We got producer Jimmy on the buttons. Johnny's off taking a break there. He's in the bidet right now, I'm suspecting. AJ was here to talk about crafting a vision, a secret to steady progress. Listen, we've got a contest running right now, guys. We're giving away $1,000, 1,000 dineros to somebody who's tuning in regularly to the show. How do you do that? You check into the show between 8 o'clock and 8:15 Eastern time. Leave a comment in the feed. We're gonna gather everything up, and at the end of the quarter, we're gonna give away $1,000. So, admittedly and truthfully, I'm gonna be very frank and honest right now. Yeah, listen. The contest details are coming to life in real time. So don't get caught up on all the rules and regulations right now. I could have chosen not to do something, or I could choose to say, okay, guys, I'm trying to build something here. We're putting $1,000 onto the table, and we're figuring out the details. Here's how it's working now. So what the goal here is that you tune in between 8 and 8:15. You comment like Shinku is. I'm like, okay, Shinku's a subscriber of Substack. Shinku's a subscriber of YouTube, LinkedIn, of all the platforms. Put them into the bucket, put them into the old proverbial bucket, leaves a comment to get the point. And then we're going to have a keyword here. The keyword today is going to be Melissa. Yeah, you're like, Melissa. Yeah, Melissa is the keyword today. So I know we're going to do that keyword, but we're going to put that keyword down. And over the next 90 days, we're going to keep working the details out. And then to all my regular awesome people that are tuning in, we're going to give somebody $1,000. Yeah. And then I'm going to get you to spend it on me, Johnny, and Marty. Yeah, what the hell? There you go. And maybe even producer Jimmy. Oh, all right. Coming up to the 15-minute mark of the second hour of the show here. Keith and Johnny are going to work towards wrapping up. We're going to do the community corner. We're going to celebrate some in the spotlight. Johnny, what do you got on the agenda today, pal? What are you doing today?
It's another good day, man. It's just this, basically some of the new methodologies that we're unhatching for the business went into play yesterday. And
yeah.
So, we got some really good feedback. So we're going to lean on that. And the fact that we got the good feedback, I'm going to start working on a little bit of a duplication process because, obviously once you find something that's working, just to take that method and put it somewhere else is usually a good idea. So we're going to do that. We're going to give that a go and see how that works.
Nice. What's what can you share? What have you been learning, Johnny? What have you been learning behind the scenes?
So it's just a matter of kind of gearing up for the, this year and, just the idea of, I guess to put bluntly, like we serve America, Canada, of course, the UK and Australia, but I've never had someone that's available to be, to greet these people when they're coming in when we're sleeping. And so now we're basically we have greetings for people around the clock now, which is because when people are coming in and making an inquiry and they got to wait, 8-10 hours, it's not the same service.
You've lost them.
It's not the same service. I want to provide a better service. I mean, you losing them, of course, that would be but at the same time, I want to provide a better service. And so it's just working out really well in the regards that it's making a difference for those people that they've been having to wait this chunk of time, now they don't, and they're very appreciative.
But Johnny, there's a learning here for guys. There's a learning here for business. The learning is when somebody is knocking on your door with their wallet open, you don't want them to wait for 8 to 10 hours. And I know I'm oversimplifying it, but it really is as simple as that, isn't it, Johnny? Because you're recognizing that, wait a minute, there's a gap here. People are knocking on our door and the close sign is on. So you're saying, no, because I'm sharing this with you, Johnny, because when I was building ICUC, I was winning business because I was first. I've learned if you're standing outside my door with your wallet, you're looking to spend, I don't want you to wait. So I find so many businesses still struggle with that concept of, well, I'll just hang tight a couple minutes. No, I'm ready to make a decision right now. And that's what you're recognizing, isn't it, Johnny?
Yeah, time kills deals for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just basically, a business that had kind of a certain time frame that was running, now is running around the clock.
That's really cool. And can I also make an assumption or perhaps speculate or even just offer some clarity? Like this time right now, like people are knocking on your door saying, help me. It's January, right? This is your busy time.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, the gyms are extraordinarily busy because generally speaking, people they think they're going to go and they're going to go to the gym and they're going to da-da-da-da. And a lot of times what happens, we have a lot of people coming to us right now for help too, but then there's that person that still thinks that year after year, he can do it by himself. And year after year, he fails usually by the end of, I shouldn't say he fails, but he fails and quits usually by the end of January. So February is when those people start coming around.
Interesting. You said something which we can probably have some fun with, but maybe what we need to do, and I'll create some humor with you here. Maybe what we need to do is introduce a brand new concept to the world, and it's not the gym. It's the kitchen. And it's teaching people that the results you think you're going to go get in the gym actually happens in the kitchen. So yeah, all the trainers are sending you to the gym. Keith and Johnny are sending you to the kitchen and teaching you good habits in the kitchen. I'm being somewhat facetious about it, but there's so much truth in that because, it's easy for a lot of us to get to the gym, but then when we go to the kitchen, it's like, I'll make bad choices left and right, nonstop. Right. That's
it is the thing about it is most people don't have the habit of showing up.
Yes.
And the habit of showing up gets a lot easier when you're making progress every time you show up.
Yes.
So it's really comes down to is, I help people create the habit of showing up because I make progress easier, which then allows them to want to repeat the process. Now, when they're repeating the process, we're in the mode of habit creation.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of some people, it's hard to create a habit when you're not getting anywhere. It sucks. Very few people can do it.
Very few people can do it. Yeah. You got to have that undeniable self-belief.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically if you strip it down, it's the lack of habit of showing up at the gym. It's the lack of habit of showing up, in the kitchen. It's the lack of showing up at your bedtime. It's the lack of the habits that's killing them.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Well, listen, Jimmy, we're going to go to the Creator Spotlight as we work towards wrapping up today's show here. Johnny, I get somebody here on the, and listen, John, this has been a segment that's been taken off for us over on the LinkedIn platform, and people love it. We celebrate folks that get surprised by it. They engage with us. And I got to tell you, this has been just a wonderful asset we've created here on the platform. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a great way to meet a lot of dudes, meet a lot of people that are like, oh, what's going on over here? So today we have somebody who is who talks about he's a sales guy. Sales, like picking up a girl at the bar is how his hook is. And he talks about instead of worrying about cold calls, going to networking events and trying to sell your product, you have someone else doing it for you. He's like, sounds good. Imagine it's too good to be true. Imagine while this person's generating revenue for your business, you can focus on the stuff you enjoy, marketing, delivery, etc. A lot of folks hate sales, Johnny. When I'm like, dude, you just got to talk. Sales is actually not that difficult. Yet people are like, oh, I'm not good at sales. No, you're good at talking. Welcome to fractional business development this guy offers. He offers clients no longer have to worry about the side of the business. And here's how it works for his clients. He sells 1 day a week. You pay him a retainer, and then you recoup the cost with commission from the first few sales. He keeps any commission after you recoup your monthly investment. After 90 days, we evaluate my progress. It's that simple. His solution is this, Johnny. Most new businesses fail because they do not get enough sales. His solution is, I'll do it for you. So today, Mornings in Live with Keith and Friends is excited to celebrate, and I might have to talk to this fellow. His name, Jimmy, is Bobby Romadka. Yes, Washington, D.C. Bobby, we're celebrating you here today in the Creator Spotlight. Maybe I got to talk to you about selling some stuff for me, my friend. His offer is quite simple, Johnny. I sell, you deliver. That's simple. Boom. That's it. He sells it. That's it. He's like, no complication here. You need me to sell something for you? I'll sell it for you. You deliver it, and it's as simple as that. So we're spending some time today to celebrate Bobby Rodelka. And I looked at his comment, one of his posts that he put up yesterday, which was a message to sales directors and managers: do not let this new year fool you. Your team is still looking at LinkedIn messages from recruiters every day. They're considering making a jump. Why? More money, less money, homeless. All the above are better than working for you. But the good news is you can still be the hero you long to be. How? Invite each of your salespeople on a coffee meeting and ask some questions. What are you doing? What motivates you? What have I done? What can I do to be a better leader? And after you get these answers, do not get mad or defensive. Thank you for their honesty. Most importantly, motivate them the way they want to be motivated, not how you want to motivate. Very, very good advice, Bobby. I would even offer, Bobby, if those might be controversial, but if they're looking for motivation, you've hired the wrong person. You need to look for people with good habits. That's what you need to do. So, Bobby, we're celebrating you today on Mornings in Live with Keith and Friends on the Creator Spotlight. Sales like picking up a girl at the bar. I invite you guys to go find Bobby on the LinkedIn platform. And if you need somebody to sell for you, it looks like Bobby can be your guy. And Bobby, I'm sure there's somebody in your orbit that you can invite to the show. We'd like to have you on here to celebrate you, get to know you, and celebrate somebody in your Creator Spotlight. All right, there you go, Jimmy. We're wrapping it up there with Bobby, wrapping up myself and Johnny. Wrap the show up here today. That was a good one here today. Good conversation, crafting a vision. I'm excited, man. I'm excited about the year ahead of us. Excited about day 2 into the 2025 loop. That's it. How's Terry, Johnny? How's Terry's? Didn't Terry hurt herself? Didn't she?
Yeah, her shoulder is still bugging her. It's moving in the right direction for sure. I mean, it's all those. The injury that she got. It takes time. And so really what we're gauging is progress.
Yeah.
Range of motion, which it's coming, but it's coming slow. As long as it keeps coming, we're good.
That's awesome. Hey, Johnny, good time. Good time started his journey with us. I was 184. Now I'm 151. Thanks to you guys. Need to add some weight back. Pocket meat. You got it. And you know what? Good time. I love
protein, baby. Up the protein.
It's exactly it, man. Yeah, it's exactly it. It's just up that protein and keep your movement happening. You know as well as I do, movement creates magic. Good time. So I'm pleased to see your success. And dude, I say this all the time. You have choices where to spend your time. You choose to spend it with us, and I'm really grateful for that. And then yeah, that's exactly it. All right, Johnny, let's get after it, man. I got a big day ahead of me here today. And Scott Benzie, I'm here for the journey as well, and we're here for you as well, my friend. So listen, on behalf of AJ Zeglin, C. Marty Fit, John Anderson, myself, Keith Bilous, producer Jimmy on the buttons, and Walter in the community over here, we're back tomorrow. And I had a topic for today we didn't get to. I'm going to put it on the show for tomorrow. It's the Jeff Bezos, Charlie Munger conversation. Johnny, there's nuggets there, man. Fuck, there's nuggets. And I was looking at them. You're gonna lean into a lot of them. So get those sound bites ready for tomorrow's show. We'll have a good chat tomorrow, okay, brother?
You got it, brother. Have a good loop.
You too. Have a good one, guys. Have a good one, nation. We'll see you guys tomorrow.